session. The council meeting will start at 6:30 p.m. We've got a special guest here. We're going to start with first during our work session. Dennis and a special guest. I see him in the back of the room.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
And it's Santa. That's the real Santa.
Hello.
Hello.
We're excited to see you.
It's really good to be here. I try to do my best to represent everybody that puts their stuff on their list. So I have a few things I'd like to talk about. My name's Santa Claus. I live on Elf Road in the North Pole. The first thing, James Fuller, I understand you keep a timer? That's not right now. I don't come around often, okay? Okay, appreciate it. I don't know if we have time for the mayor's update tonight because we're getting my update, but we'll try, okay? Thousands of people wish for Santa to speak to you guys, so here I am. So to all the people in Calera, I brought you a new mayor. His name is Kenny Del Cost. Kenny, don't let me down. I know you've been on the naughty list before, but hey, you got your chance. We get our information from Dawn Calls, so I stay updated. To all the children of Calera, I'll be visiting you very, very soon. Keep the good grades up, listen to your teachers and your parents. And please don't forget to leave me milk and cookies, because you can tell I need them. Kelly, who's not here tonight, I know that there's a tax implied here somewhere, but we'll discuss that later when we get west. The following is the top 12 Christmas wish list that we've received from the North Pole, all coming from the wonderful people of Calera. Calera wants a steakhouse. Calera wants a meat and three. They want a sit-down fire brick oven restaurant, a Cajun seafood restaurant. Mayor, it looks like Calera is pretty hungry. They want more gas stations. Wait, Chris? What were you thinking? You know that's going to get you on the naughty list around here. Calera wants lower prices on aisle 4 at Sagamore, and an infinite buy one, get one free on all Little Debbie Christmas cakes, which that includes me. Where is Bill Davis? Bill?
He's right over here with the Auburn hat.
Hey, Bill. Can you make this, and can you and Jake make this happen by the morning? I need some help here.
Sure.
All right. James Fuller wants a new microphone. We're gonna try our best to get it for you, James.
I can hear you just fine, Santa.
But if you keep hanging out with Chris Burns, though, you're gonna be on the naughty list, okay? Police Chief David Hikes wants a new roof for the police department.
Yes, he does.
David, I got your department a 12% pay increase. I'm Santa Claus, not a genie. Kelly, you're not here, but I know you asked for more revenue. But you've been asked for that since you were 8 years old. You know even Santa has a budget. Looks like I'm gonna have to get you guys a genie to help me out, so you and Chris can get that roof. Where's the new parks director, Drew? How are you doing? You worked in Tuscaloosa for the University of Alabama, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So why do you have a War Eagle tattoo on your Christmas list?
He's no longer employed there.
So off the record, we'll just say go Tigers in. Drew Bradshaw. Gosh, how many Drews can you have in one city?
Apparently 2.
Yeah. You need to speed up the K6 council meetings, except for, of course, tonight while I'm still in your time. They're moving too slow. People want to watch Monday Night Football.
Got it.
Main Street wants a council vote for a budget adjustment of $5 million, all to repair the Cosby building. Well, I don't know if I could do this because everybody on Main Street's on the naughty list but Dennis, and he's never been on the naughty list according to Dennis. Lastly, to the remaining city council members, Calvin, Henry, Debbie, and Kay, keep up the great work and keep the rest of the council off the naughty list. I'll be outside for a few minutes taking pictures before I have to go back to the slate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Simon. We look forward to Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, I know that's tough to follow, but we have our, Ms. Grace, the attorney report.
No, sir, I don't have any updates.
All right, thank you. Mayor, you have an update for us?
Well, I gotta say to Santa, thank you, so, you know, we all want that steakhouse, and we all want all these restaurants, and believe it or not, the city of Clear is open for business, and all of the developers are well aware that our council and our citizens are ready for some food in this city. And 58 Inc. is working very hard trying to move us in another direction for that. So we've been in contact with quite a few people, trying to make this happen for our citizens. We've got a great atmosphere. I can't ask for any better for Santa to come tonight, so that's a great thing. So I've got a few things I want to share with y'all on the mayor's report. So on the first item, that Eagle Park sign relocation. So previously the sign was directing traffic down County Road 20 to the back entrance of Eagle Park, causing unnecessary traffic in their neighborhood. So we moved that sign down to the Eagle Parkway across the road to get that out of the way. So that's got a green check mark. Y'all know I love it, so I can't wait to get y'all a green check mark on the restaurant. So that's gonna be a huge one. So now this Shady Lane Bridge removal has been going on for 15 years, trying to get this dilapidated bridge removed. There've been numerous problems over this area for quite a while. So the county came in and helped our city remove this bridge. So I know most of you might not know exactly where this is, but it's over by the new storm shelter where we just put it in down by our housing project. So that's a big accomplishment for the city to get that out of the way. It was gonna fall. So this was a storage building complaint we got probably a month ago. This storage building was sitting right beside this house, and this homeowner rented this storage building. He signed the paperwork for the storage building to be put on his property. Now, for the other citizens out here, when you go to get a storage building, you need to check with the city resources and make sure before you just jump out there and put a building beside one of your homes or out in the front, because it does violate our rules. So I met with him personally, and Reggie, he met with me too. We went to him and he kind of worked with us, and then we went over to the company that rented that to him and come up with a solution. So we got the building removed. So we just need our citizens to make sure before they jump out there and do something, just make one phone call to the inspections office and they can let you know what to do. It was in his writing when he signed the contract, it was in there. But a lot of times when you sign this stuff, if you don't read the little bitty fine writing, this kind of stuff will get by you. So we got that green check on that. So, okay, this is Interstate 65 at the airport bridge. So what we're doing here is I've been in touch with, our county, engineer, and what this is when you cross over the bridge at, I-65, when you cross it, there's gonna be a roundabout on the east side, close to Bish. And that traffic gonna continue to go all the way around, and then you'll go north. So that's supposed to be one of the projects that's included in what we have budgeted for to move I-65 forward before 2045. So this project probably will be completed within 3 years, I-65 project. That's what they're projecting, but this is something that our city has already been involved in and paying money for. So that'll help our traffic off of 12 and all of that. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm meeting with our county engineer and our ALDOT representative about the bridge over 65. And this is just only for an abutment. What that is to hold all of the earth while they're in construction, to hold the earth back. So in the future, if we plan to have to enlarge the bridge to a 4-lane, then we won't have to disturb all of the work there. So we in negotiations now, talking with ALDOT and moving that forward. So I'll just keep you posted as things progresses on that. So I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody, and there's the green check.
Thank you, Mayor. Next we'll go get council reports. We'll start with Councilmember Turner.
Thank you. First off, I want to start with discussion on resolution number 2025-62. That's authorizing the mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with 58 Inc. Incorporated on behalf of the city of Calera. Now, I'm speaking in support of earmarking a portion of those funds in resolution 2025-62 for our Main Street First Baptist Church historic cemetery restoration, which is a part of Main Street. A few months ago, they came to us requesting help with restoring the historic cemetery. And they presented to us because they are a part of Main Street. They were a part of getting, an important part in getting the Main Street designation that we have. So this resolution will provide a mechanism that can help address this preservation effort, this need that we have from First Baptist. Now, they were a tremendous help with getting Main Street achieving the designation. They were very instrumental. They wrote letters. They signed documents. They showed up for daytime meetings. They showed up for evening meetings. They volunteered for committees. And they came out in numbers to support the Main Street when it was just a goal. And beyond that, the church has consistently supported Main Street by allowing parking on their property for Main Street events, providing space for fireworks and other activities, and they have been there for Main Street and the community. And we've had Main Street for 5 to 6 years now. And we really haven't done anything specifically to help our Main Street First Baptist Church, despite them being an active and contributing member of the district. So, make it make sense. So, they came to us asking for help, and we need to show that we're willing to respond. This cemetery is not just a church concern, it's a historic and cultural asset for our entire community. So earmarking a portion of these funds in this resolution would demonstrate good faith, would recognize the church's longstanding contributions, and show that Main Street supports its partners when they ask for help. Main Street's First Baptist Church stood with us when Main Street needed support. So now we have an opportunity to stand with them. And for these reasons, I respectfully ask that Resolution 2025-62 include specific earmark funding for the restoration of our Main Street First Baptist Church Historic Cemetery. So I'm requesting 40%.
So, Councilmember Turner, the resolution 2025-62 is for us to,
I know what it's for.
I know,
But we discussed the funds during our department head session.
right, that you're talking about the donation that comes after the contract.
That's right.
So that's not part of this resolution.
I understand that, but I want to bring it up because that money is saying Main Street, and First Baptist Church is a part of Main Street. So what I'm saying is I want it included when the funds are to be dispersed. I want Calera's Main Street First Baptist Church, they are a part of Main Street, to be earmarked a portion of those funds.
Those funds are not guaranteed, those,
I know that, but when they are,
when they're guaranteed.
when they are guaranteed, I
If
want
they're
to,
guaranteed.
I want to ensure, this is just, I know this is not part of it, but it needs to be brought up for discussion, and they should be included. On this resolution, it's saying Main Street, and Main Street only. So I'm requesting that that should include First Baptist Church that is a part of Main Street.
Okay. We can, when that agenda item comes up, we can look at that further. Do you have any other report for the work session?
Well, like I said, I want this vote contingent though on the fact that when those funds are available, that First Baptist Church
The problem
of
with that,
Main
though,
Street
the
will
problem with
be part of that, a portion of those funds that'll be distributed.
that, Mayor, would you like to?
Yes, so these funds that we'll be spending, giving 58 Inc. the money for Highway 31 and 65 development, and also behind Quick Trail for future development, for jobs, and for restaurants, commercial stuff, everything up there. That's what the council is voting on today. And I can say that I did speak with the owners up there and asked them to give the money to a nonprofit organization. So the city's giving this money to move forward to the exit 231 up here. It's strictly gone whenever you give the money. So don't think this money is coming back to the council or to our city. It's gone.
It's a
But
completely
it's to
separate.
enhance us to be able to move forward with future development up there. So, but I will, Ms. Kay, talk to 58 Inc. and ask them, would they please share some of the money with the First Baptist Church? They're a nonprofit. So I can do that for us, but that's as far as I can go with it. I can't tell them where to put the money. It's up to 58 Inc.
There's no promise we get the money. I want to make that clear. So we can't put it in the resolution because there's no guarantee that we get that money.
Right, as we discussed, the property owner said that he would donate it back, though.
Verbally,
Right, yes. So
Well,
we
we have-
do have it verbally.
but, correct.
Yes, correct. So then, thank you, Mayor Cost, that you will, because First Baptist Church is a part of Main Street, and we haven't done anything. They have been very considerate and contributing to the city, to Main Street. Like I say, they helped me start this. They were on board with everything. And so, like I said, in the 5 to 6 years now, we really hadn't done anything specifically for them. And this would help them with that restoration, which is part of Main Street. And that's all I have on that subject. So we appreciate your efforts in helping with getting First Baptist Church Main Street restoration efforts moving forward, when and if that happens. Thank you. And the next thing that I have is making sure that we are clear on the striping of Whippoorwill and Second Avenue. When did you say, Roger, that we could expect that?
I'll find out, it'll be weather permitting, because they can't lay asphalt when it's 32 and rising, so I'll get you a schedule though,
Okay, and also for Second Avenue?
Second Avenue.
All right, well, that's all I have, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Bond.
I don't have anything except what's on the agenda when I talk.
All right, Councilmember Morgan.
Yes, thanks. The only thing I would like to say is wish the citizens of Calera a Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's, and pray that everything and everybody be safe and enjoy your family. I want to say to the staff, thank you guys for this past year as far as what you have done for the city in our transition, following the election. Here about the hard work that you guys have done. We want you to know that your work is not going unnoticed, and that we appreciate everything that you do. I know how it is. I've worked both sides. I've been out in the weather and I've been in the office. So I just want to say thank you from my family to your family. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember Morgan. Councilmember Davis.
Yes, I just want to say one thing. I just want to welcome our new Park and Rec Director, Drew Charcandy, here. We're happy to have you and excited to work with you. So thanks for coming to Calera.
Thank you, Councilmember Byers.
I just want to report that the fire department is still on track with giving out smoke detectors. That the smoke the smoke detector program has no end date. And right now we've installed 120 of those smoke detectors. Is that correct?
Yeah, give or take a few. It changes every day.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Quick report here from me on IT. They've done a lot of work in the past couple of weeks. Just want to report on added an electronic lock to the police substation at Fire Station 2 so that officers can get in and out easier without having that physical key. They've installed an intercom system at Station 2 for people needing assistance. Upgraded the door lock system at the library, and a big one that saved the city some money at Oliver Park. Instead of running fiber, they were able to do some, kind of wireless connections there from the press box to the library. It didn't cost the city any money, so good job to IT. We appreciate the work y'all do to keep us up and running. Real quick, going back to the resolution for 58 Inc., I just want to go on record that I'm 100% in favor of supporting the church. It's not about that. It's about, I don't want to promise them money if we don't get it. Because we have no control over, once we spend this money with 58 Inc., if the landowners don't follow through with their verbal commitment and make the donation, I hate to promise something we have no control over. So if we get the money, great. I don't want to go on record as saying I don't support that. That's fine. I do support that, but we don't want to promise money we don't have just yet, because it's out of our control once we give it to 58 Inc., what they do come back with. So just want to make that clear that I think that's a great place to donate the money as long as we get it. So I just want to make that clear. We've got a couple of minutes before the 6:30 session. we'll come back in a couple minutes.
Hey, since we have a few minutes, hey, Roger, a couple weeks ago, at the entry coming into Camden Cove, there were some type of sign, or was that a reader that was recording how much traffic, was that part of that traffic study?
Yes, you talking about right there in front of it? Yes, I think the state did that. For that traffic study, to put a light there if it's warranted or not.
Was that counting coming out of Camden Cove?
I don't know what all
or was
it
it coming
counted.
up? Was it counting all traffic?
I don't know which one it counted. That was them, I really don't. Or more of a Bill question. I can find out.
Please, sir, if you don't mind. Thanks. Chief, we still have some fire protected. Do we still have some left?
Well, we're almost out of our current supply, but we will replenish that. So anyone that needs one can just go online and fill out the application, and as soon as we get them in, we go out and do the installation. So,
We have one more minute. Main Street wants to give a quick update before our meeting starts.
Yes, I can do the update. We are excited. New Year's is coming together, so we're ending the year with a bang. It was, again, this year, it was a lot of fun last year. This year, though, we are partnering with the Parks and Rec Department, and it's going to be over at the Eagle Sports Complex by the soccer fields. We're partnering with the county. We'll have a stage. We'll have a band performing all evening, starting at 8 p.m. all the way to midnight, where we'll end the night with fireworks. So again, a lot of fun, family friendly. We'll have activities and moon bounces and things like that for all the families to take place in and enjoy those activities. After that, the new year, we'll have our disc golf tournament. That's January 24th, and I'll be coming to the council at the beginning of the year with additional details on that. This is a pro disc golf tournament that this is our third year hosting. Last year, I was able to talk to a lot of the contestants who came from out of state. Had people coming here from Idaho for 3 or 4 days to Calera because of this disc golf tournament. It's called the Railroad Rumble, and they come through our downtown area. They have holes set up behind the police department, and I talked to them today about that. But it'll be different places around the city, and we'll have that information to you by the first of the year to look out as we're getting the new year started.
All right, thank you for your update. It's now 6:30, we'll call the council meeting to order. Pastor Josh Howell will let Hills Church to do the prayer and pledge allegiance for us.
Do we normally do the pledge first, or do we pray first? Pray first, okay, all right. Yeah, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the opportunity to gather together in this city, God, as we serve ourselves. God, we thank you for the community of Calera, its families, its businesses, its schools, and all who call this place home. God, we ask for your wisdom to guide our mayor, our city council members, our city leaders as they make decisions that impact our citizens. God, we pray that you would grant them clarity of mind, God, unity and purpose, and hearts that seek what is right, just, and beneficial for all. God, we pray for peace in our city, protection over our police officers, our firefighters, our first responders. God, and strengthen those who are serving behind the scenes that may never have their names known or on a ballot. God, we pray that our conversations be marked by respect, God, that our decisions be marked with integrity, and our actions by a genuine desire to serve others as well. And God, we ask your blessing over this meeting and over Calera as a whole. In Jesus' name, amen. 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 So, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
actually need to motion to amend the agenda. We have a financial report on the agenda, but Ms. Kelly is out tonight, so we need a motion to amend that and remove it from the agenda tonight. And then also, we have an appointment to our historical plan review board that needs to be addressed tonight. So can I hear a motion to amend the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
And we have a motion and a second. We'll roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
All right, now we just need to, motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, we'll roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, we'll tackle those items in just a minute. Let's move on to our minutes. We need to hear a motion to approve and dismiss the reading of our minutes from the regular work session on December 1st, the regular meeting on December 1st, and the work session on December 1st, and our special call meeting on December 5th.
I move.
I'll second.
You got a motion and a second. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay, at this time, we do have a guest on our agenda. We're going to move him up to get, in the sake of respect for his time, Mr. Charles Wilkinson from the Human Resource Management Incorporated. If you'd like to come up and address us, please.
Thank you. Good evening, council members. Thank you for inviting me today. I'm Charles Wilkinson. I'm the CEO of a consulting practice called Human Resource Management. We're based in Birmingham. We are in our 25th year of operation. We have about 20 some odd that do generalist HR work. We were asked to submit proposals to the city for conducting a comprehensive market compensation study and updating the employee handbook. So those two proposals were submitted. I wanted to kind of provide a high-level overview of those proposals and answer any questions you've got, if that's okay. We have a good bit of experience working with municipalities and public utilities with projects of this nature. So we basically take a best practice approach. The projects are kicked off with a due diligence process where we're gathering a lot of information, typically organizational charts, job descriptions. We discuss with the leadership team what the compensation philosophy is of the city, where do you want to be in the market, when we establish that. And then we spend a lot of time studying job descriptions and minimum requirements, because when we market price the jobs, we're not just market pricing the job titles, we're market pricing the roles and responsibilities of the job. We license a lot of data. We also do custom surveys where we identify peer municipalities, we gather data from them. So we've got a very robust data set, but we're matching job to job, not titles, because titles can vary. Once we have a good match on job, then we use the minimum qualifications of the job descriptions to match levels. Most of our data will tell us if there's 1 level, 2 level, 3 levels, 5 levels of a job in the market. And once we make the job match, then we make the level match based on minimum qualifications. And so that way, we are market pricing each level of the job, not just guessing at the levels. So it's a very comprehensive approach. The data sources that we utilize, there's several databases that we license. I have a lot of good municipality data, and as I said, we'll also identify peer municipalities. We'll contact those and gather data through a custom survey. We typically will provide those municipalities participating a complimentary copy of the executive summary, because that's a measure of thanks for their participation. We all have the same questions and usually get pretty good participation that way. We anticipate there's going to be about 125 unique job titles in the city that will include in this project, covering just over 200 employees. Once we compile all the market data for each position, we'll calculate what we call a consensus market rate. So across all the survey sources, we'll calculate market values of the job for base rate, annual incentives, and total annual cash. The market data we provide you will be for base, incentive, and total cash at the 25th, 50th, and 75th percentile market. That's kind of low, kind of middle of the market, and high. Most of our clients are benchmarking to the median, the 50th percentile of market, which is right in the middle. But you'll see data for low, high, and middle, and we'll talk to you about your comp philosophy and make sure we have data representing that. Once we compile the data, there'll be several points in time where we'll pass data to the city leadership team or the project team. One will be when we complete the market study, looking at our matches that we've made. There'll be job summaries provided for all the matches that we made in each of the survey source, the leveling that we assigned to the jobs for validation. And then once we have validation on the market matches, we'll update or build a pay structure that's market competitive. So we'll look at the current pay structure, see if it's something we can update, or it's something we may need to overhaul completely. We'll either update or build out a compensation structure that's market competitive. We will then make recommendations for grade assignments of each job based upon its market value. The way we do that is we take a job, the market value of the job, we find a pay grade that has a midpoint closest to that market value. That's the grade we assign the job into. And that way, we're assured that every job in the same pay grade has a similar market value, and our compensation structure is market competitive. Once we've done that, we'll validate that with the project team, and then one of the final steps is we'll do an employee analysis. So we'll look at every current rate of pay, we'll compare that to the market value of each job, we'll also compare it to the midpoint of each pay grade, and determine a comp ratio, basically what percentage of the midpoint, what percentage of the market value is the current rate of pay for each employee. We'll identify any outliers, anyone below the minimum, above the maximum of those pay ranges. We will make recommendations in terms of implementation, implementation costs and things of that nature. And then we'll also provide counseling and support on implementation and maintenance of this program going forward. We want to make sure the pay structure stays market competitive. So we'll recommend some benchmark surveys to identify percentages for pay increase budgets each year that the city might want to consider, and each year what percentage the structure should be aged upward to keep pace with market costs of labor changes. So that'll be part of the implementation of administration. We're proposing an hourly rate basis. We did in the proposal provide estimates for each phase of work based upon the number of unique job titles. It's a strictly an hourly rate basis. We've reduced it because we already had a prior relationship with the city through one of our consultants. And so we've lowered that rate, and we'll be as efficient as we can. We'll be as transparent as we can, and work very, very closely with the leadership team. Our team will have 4 individuals on it. I'll be the project executive. We'll have a project lead that actually has worked as HR director and assistant director in 2 different municipalities, and has worked with other municipalities. 2 of our other team members will be senior level compensation analysts who work with our public sector clients. We've done quite a bit of work in the state of Alabama. We're working in about 36 states. We've done similar projects in this local area. So you have a great team that's very knowledgeable of jobs of this nature, the market data for these types of jobs, and we promise to do a good job. So with that, I'll pause. Any questions?
So will the majority of your information, as far as, well, not majority, but in the past, have you been able to use that information that you've collected in the past or previously to help you to determine exactly where you're going with it?
In terms of the market rates for
Yes,
jobs? Yes, sir. We license 3 different data sources that we're planning to use for this, and they are run by labor economists and statisticians, and 9,000 different jobs and 1,000 industry sectors and geographies. So we're able to drill down in that with data. We use that same data source for all of our public sector clients. It has the vast majority of all the public sector jobs in it. But by going the extra length of doing a peer survey, we'll talk with the leadership team, the project team. What municipalities around Alabama do you consider your peers? Size of organization, types of services. Some of our municipalities have water and wastewater, some do not. And so what does that peer group look like? We try to identify typically 12 to 15 of those. We reach out, we survey them. And so not only are we using data that has more a broader scope, it's data from a number of different surveys, but we're actually looking at your peer group, what they are actually paying. We're aggregating that data together and coming up with averages for that. So it's a very targeted, very deliberate process we go through to market price the jobs. And again, because we're not just market pricing the job title, the jobs themselves, we've got the ability, there may be some hybrid jobs where it's doing more than one role. We can market price both elements of the role. We can weight the amount of time that they're spending on those. So yeah, we feel really good typically about our ability to determine what the market rates for the jobs are. And that the key is that peer component to it. Yeah.
My only other question is,
Okay.
how involved is the employees as far as, I noticed you said management,
Yes.
management or leadership.
Right.
How involved is the average person who's in the ditch
They can
in
be as
this determination?
Great question. They can be as involved as you want them to be. Typically, what will happen is that because the job descriptions are so important, it's key to what we do. Usually, there's a lead time on that where the department managers are involved in reviewing their job descriptions. They will involve their employees in reviewing those as well, especially the minimum qualifications. And so that is a process that really is completed before we even start our work. So we need assurance that the job descriptions are current, they're accurate, the minimum requirements are accurate. And that is our launch point for the project. So there's typically a lot of involvement by the management team and the employees around that process. And then at the end of the process, we come back in, we can provide updates that can be shared with the employees. We can do employee meetings to share results and the process and that kind of thing. So again, it's as much involvement as the city has a desire for. We can accommodate that.
I have a question.
Yes.
So for the police and the fire, do you go beyond municipalities? Do you have a public safety pay scale that you may compare those to?
Yes. Often, our public sector clients will have separate pay scales for police and fire. It may be police and fire combined, it may be separate police and fire. So that is, we typically treat those public safety positions separately from the Corps. But yes, we will survey those as well. We'll find out what the peers are paying, how they're structured pay, what average hours are. So we have the ability not only to question and query what the pay rates are, but also pay practices like overtime and any number of things. And typically a lot of pay practice information comes out of a survey around the public sector for this. But yes, we do look at those specifically and look at them separately. I'm trying to think if we have, I think we may have one client where everyone's in the same pay structure, but typically public safety is not.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any other questions on that? Okay, thank you. The other proposal was an employee handbook proposal, and basically there, we have experience working with other public sector clients, updating the handbook. Sometimes there's a Civil Service Act involved where we have to make sure that if there's an adopting agreement of some sort, sometimes HR responsibilities are delegated to an HR person or the town clerk. So we'll look at whatever the structure is around governance of the HR practices, and we will develop a handbook to meet that. In some cases, we work with municipalities to come out from under a personnel board, county governments to come out from under a personnel board, or to amend their Civil Service Act to delegate more authority to city council on HR matters so that it can be more fluid and efficient. So whatever the direction is on that, this proposal is to work with the organization to develop an employee handbook that contains all the appropriate information, and it will tie in with the compensation programs. Typically, those are separate, but we'll address. And again, there's a lot of due diligence around that. We'll gather up all your current policies, procedures, things are in writing. We'll talk a lot about issues you've dealt with over the years that maybe aren't adequately addressed, things you're concerned about that maybe aren't adequately addressed. We'll make recommendations for policies that may not exist currently. But we'll also make sure that whatever is in writing here, it matches up to your current practices, that what you're doing is described accurately and the policies are described accurately, and then we'll fill any gaps, any compliance gaps, or additional data around best practices that may not be in writing. and gave us an hourly rate basis as well. We've provided an estimate of hours there, but we'll be very efficient as best we can there. Any questions on that? Well, we appreciate the opportunity to propose our services. We'd love to earn the honor of your trust and ability to work with you, so thank you. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to come back or speak in another forum.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great time. Thank you. All right. Next, we amended the agenda, so let's go ahead and talk about our historical review board. We have a recommendation to appoint Ms. Myrna Woods to the Historical Review Plan Board. Do I hear a motion or any discussion on that?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. All right, next we have Tyler Madison here with the Park and Rec Department to announce our parade winners.
But we'd like to recognize our parade winners for this year. But first off, we'd like to give a big thanks to everybody who made this possible. Police department, fire department, our city workers. Without y'all, none of this would be possible. All right, so on to our winners. So third place, we have Rainbow Balloons. Right here. And second place, we have All Because of You, Lord Ministries. Right here. All right, well, we will make sure this gets to them. And the winner for our 2025 Christmas Parade float, BC Catering. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Tyler, and congratulations to our winners, and thank you to everyone that participated in the parade. It was a great event. Next on the agenda, we amended and removed the financial reports. We'll catch that in the first meeting in January. But we do have some budget adjustments. This would be for the active air service contract, to service the AC units in the city. That's what this one is. If there's any discussion or a motion to approve the budget adjustment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. A roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
I'm a yes. All right, next on the agenda is resolution number 2025-61. Councilmember Byers, if you'll give us a brief explanation of this.
Yes, we're going to surplus we're going to surplus one of the fire engines from 1992. It's not being used. We're going to surplus that and give it to another community that can use it. It will stay in the community and still be accessible to us should we need it.
All right, thank you. Is there any discussion from the council on this? If not, we'll just need a motion and a second.
I'm going to make the motion.
Okay?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. All right, next on the agenda, we have resolution number 2025-62. We heard from that a little bit on our work session. I'll give you a rundown of what that is, and we can discuss it further. This is a resolution that would be authorizing the city to spend $20,000 to 58 Inc. They would then kind of put together a conceptual plan for land up near the 231 exit, for them to be able to go and market that for us. It's been discussed that after we pay the $20,000, if the landowners, if and when it sells, they've given a verbal to give us $20,000 back as a donation to a nonprofit. So that, we hope that does happen, and then we can, discuss where that money goes, but there's no guarantee that that can happen because it's a verbal commitment from the landowners that are going to sell the property. So that's what's up for a vote right now, if there's any discussion on that.
Let's make sure that, for the record, that is an individual, not the rest of the homeowners.
Right,
So
one
that-
individual has
Yes,
agreed.
an individual, right. And also, don't this apply to 228 as exit as well?
It's my understanding that it's the 231, just across from the QT, and then a little bit behind the QT to the railroad track, so just the 231 exit. And just for the record, I did speak with Kelly, our finance director, and we do have funds to be able to pay for this. Is there any other discussion from the council at this time? If not, we need a motion and a second to move forward.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second to move forward.
And we have a motion and a second. We'll roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Bun?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
I'm a yes. All right. Next on the agenda, we have Resolution 2025-63. Councilmember Bond, if you'll give us a brief explanation on this.
So we went out for bid for landscaping, sprucing up the area around the pavilion, that street right there from the Cosby to the railroad. And so what we want to do tonight, if the council approves, award that bid. We had two bidders, and the difference is about $672,536. So our low bid is 1.5 million and some change. So any discussion on that, or anybody want to add more to it?
Yeah, I'd like to make sure that I clear up what we're doing here. So the streetscape is on 25, just as you come over the railroad track from the police station. It'll be both sides of the road, and then when you go to the red light and you turn left on 31, it'll be everything on the Cosby side and the bank side all the way to the next red light. There'll be nothing on the west side, any streetscape there. It's just those two roads. So I just want to make sure everybody was aware of the streetscape, which will be new sidewalks, it'll be new landscape, trees, and the infrastructure. All of that's included in this bid. So I just want to make sure I'll let y'all know.
So once we, or when we approve this, how soon will the work start? Do we have an estimate on that?
Approximately around April.
Start in April. Do they have a date contracted as to when they'll finish?
They don't have a finished contract, so once we approve this and award the bids, then they'll start moving forward with the project. So, but I was told, hopefully we can get it started by April if we approve these bids, on the forward.
Any other discussion from the council? If not, we need a motion and a second to move forward.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, Turner?
Yes.
Bond?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. And next, we have Resolution 2025-64. Councilmember Byers, if you'll give us a rundown on that.
Yes, it's just to update some wording so that we're in compliance with the ACA, also known as federal government.
All right. Any discussion from the council on that? It's a necessary change to be in compliance. If not, we need a motion and a second to move forward.
Move on motion.
I'll second.
All right, we'll roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
Yes. All right, next we have Resolution 2025-67. James, would like to speak on that?
So before you have two different resolutions. The first one is going to be, it says lease copier and service. So we had a 5-year contract that it will be up in March. And so that contract originally, when we did that 5 years ago, was state bid pricing. To me, the state bid pricing seemed pretty high. So we ended up putting this out for bids. We had 8 different companies respond to this bid, so we had very good response. And we're able to cut what we were paying into 1/3. So this will actually save us about $25,000 a year, and it's a 4-year contract, so it'll actually be saving us about $100,000 over the next 4 years. Same quality of service. This company that I'm asking you to award the bid to was the lowest bidder for both this resolution and the next one. It's a company called Liosi Group. They're based out of Pelham. So they are a local company to us. Their service people are local. And what this bid covers is, the first one is our large copiers. So what they use here at City Hall and Public Works, and the very large copiers. There will be 8 of those in the lease, and that also includes the servicing of it. So anytime it needs any kind of preventative maintenance or anything breaks, they come out and they fix it. And inside the contract, they actually only have 1 day to fix it. If they can't fix it, they have to bring us a replacement until they can. So that way we're not without a machine. And it also includes what's called automated toner replenishment. So basically what that means is the machines check in with them each night, tells them how much toner they have left. When they get down to a certain percentage, they automatically ship those toners to us. So that way we never have to worry about running out of toner. So that's what the first one is. The second one is going to be our city-owned machines, which those are going to be your smaller ones that will sit on top of desks in people's offices and things like that. So those are much smaller. So we're actually going, we've been kind of purchasing those machines over the last couple of years, so we only have a few more to replace. So instead of leasing those, we will just purchase those outright, so there won't be any lease price on that. So that resolution, again, is for just the service and toner replenishment on those. But yeah, like I said, altogether, we're looking at saving about $25,000 a year and not losing any quality of service.
That's what I was about to ask you. Are you feel comfortable they can service a municipality our
Yes,
size?
so, that's a good question. So they actually, part of the bid was they had to give us some references of government contracts that they have. So this particular company, one of their government contracts is the city of Huntsville. Huntsville has over 80 machines. And I actually spoke to the IT director there, and he said they've had absolutely 0 problems, and they've had them for 5 years. So he spoke fairly highly of them. The U.S. Army uses them up in Anniston. Same thing, spoke very highly of them there, and then the Safety Hill City Schools. So they have some pretty strong references, and all of them gave me glowing reviews. So I think it's going to be a good choice for us.
Any questions for James? Thank you, James.
Okay.
All right, so we'll tackle resolution 2025-67 or 67 first, and that's the lease and service agreement. So we have a motion and a second on that one.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
All right, we'll roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
Yes. All right, next, we'll do 2025-68. This is for the city home printers. Do I hear a motion and a second on this one?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, for roll call Turner,
Yes.
Vaughn. Yes. Morgan.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Byers.
Yes.
Yes. All right, next on the agenda is ordinance number 2025-18. This is ordinance granting a non-exclusive right-of-way use agreement to Spire, Alabama. This is for them to be able to put natural gas basically on the right-of-ways. And the ordinance just outlines the provisions for both the city and Spire in that agreement. If we want to move forward with this tonight, we will need unanimous consent on this one.
I'll make the motion for unanimous consent.
We have a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, you have a motion and a second for unanimous consent. We'll roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. Now we just need a motion to adopt.
I move.
I'll second.
And we have a motion and a second. Roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. Next on the agenda is the State of Alabama Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. We have a license application for the Dollar General, the new location off of George Ford Parkway. This license would be for retail beer off premises only and retail table wine off premises only. Is there any discussion on this from the council? If not, we'll need a motion and a second to move forward.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. Turner?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Byers?
Yes.
Yes. All right, we have a few guests here tonight to speak with us. Ms. Catherine Alexander Wright and Maddie Kleckler from Owens House. Y'all please step forward.
Good evening. Ms. Kleckler was unable to join us, but I'm Catherine Alexander Wright. I'm the Executive Director of Owens House. It's the Children's Advocacy Center of Shelby County, and so we do all of the forensic interviews for children who have witnessed or experienced abuse or neglect. We also provide therapeutic mental health services for those children free of charge to their families. Additionally, we provide body safety education and child abuse prevention to K through 2nd grade in Calera. So I just wanted to thank each of you for your time. Thank you for the support that the city has provided to Owens House. We are not able to do what we do. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We're able to do what we do without support. And so in preparation for this meeting, I was able to determine in our last fiscal year that approximately 12% of the forensic interviews that we conducted within Shelby County involved kiddos from Calera. Then as well as the mental health services that we provide, so that's counseling to kiddos who have experienced this. So for our last fiscal year, 16% of the kiddos that received therapy with us were from Calera. And we served with Calera Elementary School this past fall. Typically in the fall, we do kindergarten to 1st grade, and in the spring, we do 2nd and 3rd grade. So we're serving somewhere between 500 and 1,000 kiddos in Calera with that. Again, thank you. Any questions about what we do or who we are?
No questions, but I want to thank you for what y'all do. We've heard wonderful things from our police department, just stating how valuable you are to them as a resource, so we appreciate what y'all do for our city.
Well, I always say, I don't like that we have to exist, but if we do, I'm grateful for the support that we have with community so we can keep our kiddos safe.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, we had someone sign in to speak, Mr. Glenn Kennedy. You'll step forward.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. For those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Glenn Kennedy. I am the owner, director, and creator for a haunted house that is located here in Calera. The only one, I mind you, we are returned to the dead end. We are located right across the street from the George Roy Park. This has been my 8th year doing this park, or doing this haunted house. I have gotten bigger and better every year that we've done this. I started off with probably 8 people doing this, none of which are paid. They're all volunteer. Now I'm at 20 to 25 people. Mind you, again, none of them are paid. And I am not a nonprofit organization. Would I love to be? Absolutely, because of why I do what I do. When you go to a normal haunted house, you're gonna drop $25 to $30 just to walk in that door. I don't ask you for a dime. Don't ask you for nothing. I ask you to think into your heart and donate whatever you want to. Because what am I gonna do with those donations? People ask me, you're gonna make money off of it because you're taking a donation. Absolutely not. I take every dollar, every cent that is put into my box or into my Cash App or Venmo account. And I go back to the city, which I did this year, to our amazing police department. And it chuckles me to know I had to adopt 4 kids this year for Christmas that without me and my community and my haunted house that would not have had a Christmas. And this year I spent over $450 that was donated to me this year to adopt 4 kids in our city. And with that, a lot of people don't understand the hard work that I put into this. This haunted house is not something that is a structure that stays there. We have 4 people. We build it and we tear it down. It's not something that stands. We tear it down. I have asked, this year I reached out to our mayor, asked him to come to my house and look and see what I did. Was shocked the day he pulled up in my driveway and introduced himself to me. This year when we put ourselves in the Christmas parade, I reached out and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because the city gave to me an amazing year with over 250 people that came through my haunted house. Yet last year, the weather was a little bit nicer for us. We reached over 325. I know we had a lot of people ask me. I don't do them by counts. I do them by tickets. I keep one ticket until the end of the night. I go back and look at the last ticket. And that's how I figure out what my number of count was. This year, I had absolutely 0 issues, no problems. And from my community, I thank you. From the city, I cannot say enough how you guys work and organize things. I have numerous of people who I know personally that don't even live in this city. One of them tonight won your 3rd place award for the parade. She is one of my best friends. Me and her talked the day after the parade, and her words to me were, Glenn, we've got to figure out how they do a parade with no issues, no problems in lineup, and run that smooth. You cannot say anything better from a city, from a fire department, to a police department, to Park and Rec. I personally want to say, from a community member, thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for coming and sharing that with us, and we appreciate what you do as well. That's all that's on the agenda tonight. I think the mayor has some.
Yes, I got one thing I'd like to talk to Ms. Gay about is, previously, you came to me, Ms. Gay, about some help over there at the cemetery locating some graves. And the city has no documentation of who's buried where at those graves.
Right.
So I knew that point of help is what you was after. And we did go to the point to find out that we have no resources. So the church, can the church provide some resources of where these people are buried? That's something I would like to know myself, like we're just burying people in the cemetery, we should know where they're at. Does the church have any resources anywhere showing where any of these grave sites are?
We do current, but we're looking at the older graves. Some are underneath, other graves and what have you. So we're looking at trying to get equipment, to locate the ones that are misplaced or we don't know who they are. We're just looking for ways to do that right now. But as I said, they have been here for us from the start, and they are part of our Main Street district. So, we need to support them the way that they have supported us, because there wouldn't be any Main Street, so to speak, because they were there all the time in numbers. And they are part of this district. That's why I know what the resolution was about, but that's why I was forward speaking on their behalf, because they are part of Main Street, and they have always contributed, for as space for the fireworks, anything we ask them, they are willing to provide. So then, that's why I feel like, since we have that verbal agreement for that nonprofit, far as it coming back, then they would be a candidate for that. Because Main Street would not be Main Street without First Baptist Main Street.
Well, we want to be a part to help them do what we can, so if we can find a resource out there that can help with let us know anything about where the graves is, I think that would be a big start for the church. So if anybody's got any kind of suggestion, I have a suggestion box outside the door as you go out on the right. If anybody's got a suggestion, I would love for them to put that suggestion in that box where we can take those suggestions and go to work and see what we can do to help each other. So I just wanted to mention that. What we haven't got any resources, so we're gonna have to dig to find the resources, so.
Well, that's why I was looking at that one in particular, because, we know we can use that type of money. Now, as far as other, I'm not clear on legally, but I know we can use that if that's, forwarded back. So that's why, like I said, I got in front, in order to make sure that they are part of those resources if they come back to us.
Mr. Mayor, are you asking for a grave registry?
Basically, yes, where the graves are registered, the locations and stuff, that's what I'm asking for is anyone, any citizen, any church have any kind of register where these graves are located over there. Because I know Ms. Kay come to me about it. We looked into it with the city just to see if we had anything registered, and we don't have nothing. So that's what I'm asking for is that anybody out there can help us. If they are, we need to know, and then we can help move forward with location of the grave. So that's one of them. Sure is. That's all I have.
And that's all that's on the agenda. We need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor, say aye.